Lynne McTaggart is running a 5K. And as she completes another lap, it's hard to believe doctors have only given her months to live.
My prognosis at this point, I'm considered palliative, so there's no treatment. I'll die in a matter of, months or even sooner. It depends. We're not really sure.
In 2009, McTaggart was diagnosed with cancer.
So it's a very unique, rare cancer. It's called Intrahepatic Cholangiocarcinoma. So it had spread to my liver. At that time, I had a 7.5 centimeter tumor.
After undergoing surgery to remove the tumor and 6 months of chemotherapy, the cancer was in remission. In May, she got some disturbing news. The cancer was back.
So my disease has spread. It's returned to the liver, so I have 4 tumors in my liver, fairly large. And I also have mass in my chest and in both the bases of my lungs.
But that hasn't slowed her down.
Yeah, I wake up every morning with a purpose too. I have lots to do. I tell God every time I'm out running, even today, I'm like, God, you know what? I got a lot to do still.
She credits her faith and family for keeping her in the race.
There's no way I could do this on my own. Like no way. God is definitely helping me out. And my family are really supportive. I've got 3 amazing daughters, 3 amazing son-in-laws, and I have a husband who's just incredible. We've been married almost 29 years, and when you have a support network like that, it's pretty impressive. I'd go to chemo sessions and see people with nobody there who cared. So I have to believe that, God has put all those people around me.
Before her diagnosis, McTaggart, who's a nurse by trade, went to Nicaragua to do medical missions. The experience, she says, changed her perspective on life.
And I remember thinking, dare I ever complain? And I know God allowed me that perspective because it's helped me even now to keep thinking, whoa, just a second, you got it made. If I was living in another country, I'd already have lived. A woman living to 52, they'd be like, this is amazing. So I also have a global perspective that, in Canada, we're kind of spoiled. We kind of think, oh, I'm going to live to 80 or 90. Well, really? Says who? So my encouragement is that I've been blessed to live this long, and I'll take any day I can get. Each new day is a new day.
Today, dozens of friends and supporters have gathered at Churchill Park in Hamilton, Ontario to take part in Lynne's legacy run. The race honors McTaggart's life and the years she spent bridging her 2 passions, faith and sports.
I thank all of you for coming. You look at any culture in the world, and they're playing something, they're walking, they're interacting, they're moving their bodies as God created us. So yeah, as long as I have breath, I think sport is what God gave us an opportunity to express ourselves in.
The money raised in her honor will go to Reach Forth, a sports ministry that shares the message of Jesus through low-cost co-ed recreational sports. McTaggart is sports director.
Anywhere from the ages of 3 right through to 100, you could find a sport to play with us. We play youth hockey, adult hockey. We have leagues in adult soccer, youth soccer, indoor soccer, slow pitch, youth baseball. We have it for you if you need to play.
It's a ministry she's devoted 35 years of her life to.
I got involved as a runner when I was about in grade 12, and so from the time I was 17, I ran a group. I'm not musical, and I'm not, I wouldn't be good in drama, so this is something God's given me, so I'm happy to use it.
Founded in 1975, Reach Forth began when founder Pete Wright wanted to find a way to share his faith with friends. Steve Moran is executive director of Reach Forth.
He just had this burden to share the gospel with his friends, but he just had a real nervousness about sharing personally one-on-one. And so he came up with this idea where he would invite all of his friends over to his parents' farm, and they would play football or low-organized games, and then he would invite someone from his church, which was Park Bible at the time, to come and just do a 5-minute little gospel presentation for his friends, and that was the beginning of Reach Forth.
Basically, the exterior of the park.
It's a model the organization still uses today.
At every event that we do, we have just a short 5-minute gospel presentation, just a great starting point for someone who wouldn't walk through the doors of a church, but might be interested to talk more about it in the right circumstance.
On average, he says Reach Forth has 3,000 participants every season, which includes their work in schools.
Myself, I coach cross country and track and field in Oakville, and we have a number of other coaches here in Dundas and in Hamilton, and it's just a great way to build relationships.
Relationship is exactly what drew a teenage Lynne McTaggart to reach for 3 decades ago.
As a young person running, it gave me a place to feel that I belonged. And I saw some people that I felt weren't just going to church. Because you know what? There were times I was a little disenfranchised with the church. These were people who lived their life. They were on the field, and I got to see them everywhere. I got to see them sweaty. I got to see them unhappy. I got to see some of their family issues. And what they believed in rang through all that.
The only reason we're put on the earth is to bring glory to God.
And that's why through sports, she's passionate about sharing the faith that sustained her through one of the most difficult seasons of her life.
People in the margins are who I want to minister to. People that are out there and they don't know where to belong. And I want Reach Forth to reach out to those people wherever they are, the margins of health, the margins of mental health, the margins of poverty, inner city Hamilton. Like, my heart is that every kid in inner city Hamilton would be able to participate in our leagues.
And as McTaggart moves towards the end of her life, she says she's not afraid of death. But she admits facing her own mortality hasn't been an easy road.
You know, it's not a picnic. I don't look forward to the next whatever months I have. It's not a picnic looking at my kids' eyes as they're crying and saying, you know, I want a grandma. Because I always thought I was going to be the coolest grandma. We'd play road hockey and do all these cool things. Well, that may not be the case. It's not easy looking at my husband, who is just an amazing man, thinking you're going to be alone.
But she's trusting her family to the one man she says has seen her through it all, God.
One of my biggest battles when I was first diagnosed, for the first 2 weeks, I really struggled with, God, like, these girls need me, like, you know, I'm such an amazing mom. And about 2 weeks into it, God just really gave me peace, and he said, Lynn, do you not think I can care for these guys? Like, I know you're good, but you're not, like, you're not irreplaceable. And it was at that point I said, okay, God, I don't know how you're going to do it, but take care of them.
So what words of encouragement would you have? Because you have an attitude that a lot of people don't have. Right?
Okay. My words of encouragement would be to never give up, to look to God for hope, to realize that you were created on this earth for a purpose. Each morning, get up and say, okay, God, what do you want me to do? Make sure you're reaching out to other people. Use your time wisely. There's someone sitting in the park alone. There's someone in the cafeteria who needs you to sit down and not to maybe tell them about Christ, but just to say, hey, can I buy you a coffee? But my legacy is that there's more to life than the 20, 10, 15, 20, whatever, 50 years you get on earth. And so I look forward to seeing everybody in heaven, whatever heaven is. I know that heaven is a place where God is, and that's where I want to be.
In Hamilton, Ontario, Bridget Antwi, 100 Huntley Street.
Still got it, man.
Oh, man.